Do you want to buy a property and live mortgage payment free? In this video, I'm going to break down how this is even possible and whether or not this makes sense for you. Can you imagine buying a property and then having no mortgage payment while you living in the property? I believe you're going to love this video. Let's jump right in. So let's talk about how this strategy works. Imagine you were to buy a property with owner occupied financing. What does that even mean? Well, owner occupied financing is one option when you're buying a property. The second option is typically investment options. Owner occupied is, of course, you living in the property. Because of that, you are allowed to put a lower down payment, perhaps 3.5% with an FHA loan or 5% conventional, and you get a lower interest rate. If you're buying a property that you're going to rent out immediately, that would require investment financing, which requires a higher down payment and will come with a higher interest rate, which will then ultimately provide you with a higher mortgage payment. Now, the reason I love this strategy is most people who follow me or who watch my channel, listen to my channel, or watch and listen to my channel, right? Because you're using your eyes and your ears, so you're technically, utilizing both, is they want to get out of the rat race. They want to become financially free. They want to replace their 9 to 5. And most people's largest expense is where they live. So if you currently pay in rent, $2,500, $3,500, $4,500 if you're bougie. In rent, might as well buy a property, my friend. Live on one side, Airbnb the other side, and potentially live mortgage payment free. Let me break down exactly how this works. Imagine there is a house and you get a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, call it 2,000 square foot house because you want to go for a bigger property that has as much square footage as possible. And let's say you were to divide the inside of the house into 2 units. So you have, call it 1 square or one, whatever, right? It's just one piece, not a 2-story, but just one piece. And usually there's a hallway that leads to all the bedrooms and bathrooms. Somewhere along that hallway, you drywall a section and you close it off. So now you left 2 bedrooms, 1 bath with the main home where there's the living room, dining room, kitchen, etc. On the other side of the drywall, you have 2 bedrooms and a bathroom. By the way, this all might sound illegal, but I'm going to talk about how this is actually 100% legal, and I'll break down that regulation in a second. So on the outside exterior of the home, you open up a door so that there's an entry and a pathway and an access from one of the bedrooms. In that same bedroom where you opened up a door, you add a kitchenette, and boom, now you have a kitchenette / living room with an entryway, a bedroom, and a bathroom, and it's drywalled. So now it's like a duplex. So this process is called a junior ADU. It stands for Junior Accessory Dwelling Unit because the inside of the home is already engineered, already permitted as living area. You don't need any engineering. You just need to get an architect to draw up some simple plans, get the elevations, and inside of about, depending on your city, it could be 3 weeks to 12 weeks. You can get a permit. Typically, it will also increase the value of your home because now you have 2 units rather than just 1 unit. So you got a single family home with a junior ADU. So now you would live on one side, whatever you decide, and you could Airbnb the other side so that you make more revenue than what you would make if it was just a long-term rental. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a strategy called single family home with a junior ADU, but we used to call this house hacking. It's still house hacking. It's a strategy that I've been implementing since 2012 into every single home that I've ever purchased. Anytime I purchased a home starting in 2012, I would always ask myself, how do I leverage the mortgage payment so that it doesn't just come out of my pocket? So from 2012 to 2017, I would rent out the bedroom in my home. At the time I was single, no kids. So I would rent out the other rooms, and those other rooms that I would rent out to long-term tenants individually would pay for my entire mortgage payment, all the utilities, even internet and Netflix and everything. In 2017, instead of doing long-term rentals, I launched my first 4 units on Airbnb, and I would do the same thing. I would live in 1 unit, Airbnb the other side, and I would live mortgage payment free. Now, just to give you an idea on the tax side, why this is a great strategy. If you live on this side and you Airbnb this side, let's say you have a mortgage expense of $3,000 a month or $4,000 or $5,000. $3,000 mortgage payment goes out every single month out of your bank account. But on the Airbnb side, you have $3,000 that comes in every single month. How much do you pay in taxes? Real quick, I'm gonna give you guys 5 seconds to pause the video. If $3,000 comes in and $3,000 goes out every month, how much do you pay in taxes? Quick, I'm gonna give you like 5 seconds. Let me know in the comment comments down below. How much do you pay in taxes? I'm waiting while you guys do that. I'm going to take a drink of my coffee. Here we go. By the way, guys, my favorite coffee is Pete's Coffee. So did you get it? How much was it? 10%, 20%? Does it depend on your tax bracket? The answer is 0, because if you have 3,000 that comes in and 3,000 that goes out, there's no profit. If a business brings in 3,000 a month in revenue, but they have 3,000 of expenses going out, there's no profit. They break even. It is a wash, my friend. And that's the beauty of it, is that you don't pay taxes on up to your mortgage payment or any additional expenses, right? You probably paid for furniture, appliances, decor, supplies, photography to launch your Airbnb. All of those are expenses that you can utilize to lower your tax liability. So you might be operating at a loss on paper. That's called a paper loss. And you might even be able to get a refund at the end of the year. Again, I'm not a CPA or an attorney. Consult with your CPA or your legal counsel, but this is typically the way I've been able to implement this strategy. The other thing you got to do is like this video so that you could generate more Airbnb revenue. Guys, just hit the like button and you'll instantly get these superpowers that allow you to make more with less. Thank you in advance. Did you know that there's another strategy called cost segregation and bonus depreciation? It is code section 179 of the IRS. And what this allows you to do is accelerate the depreciation on rental properties that you own and you Airbnb them, as long as the average stay is 7 days or less in a calendar year. The beautiful thing is, the portion that you rent on Airbnb, you can do a cost segregation and accelerate the depreciation. And I know this can sound a little complicated. In fact, it is. It took me a couple years to understand it. But all you need to know is that it could drastically lower or eliminate your tax burden. You could even use it to offset the profits from other businesses. Again, talk to your CPA. I'm not a CPA, but there are so many powerful strategies when it comes to implementing this model. So buying a property, owner-occupied financing, split the house into 2 units with a junior ADU, live on one side, Airbnb the other side. And if you can live mortgage payment free, you are likely more than halfway to getting out of the rat race, my friend. That being said, if you want to learn more about starting or growing your Airbnb business, I do have an Airbnb Academy. Check out the links down below. Make sure you guys also follow me on Instagram, where I post content daily. And I'll see you guys on the next one.